Hey, family. Well, anyway, Mama said that she was gonna go ahead on and let everybody get a little rest and everything. After that situation we had, you know what I'm talking about on the last video? The last one I did on Facebook. Mom had what you call an astral ecstasy travel. Yes, she did. And it was a beautiful experience, but it was time for me to come back home. I couldn't stay on the trip like that not too long because it was disturbing what I had to do, on my journey. Mama got people she got to be working with, and she can't be stuck over in the astral realm having all of that fun and all that ecstasy and stuff like that. All of my working stuff forget past due and everything. So it was time that I came back and I rested up some. And Mama was kind of vulnerable too after the tornado because it leveled around me, not in my little spot, not on my street and my subdivision, because it's about it's about three subdivisions in Birmingham that was affected. I'm like the second subdivision. The one that got the most damage, well, the two that got the most damage was the first subdivision and the second subdivision. So my particular subdivision, we suffered like roof shingles and stuff like that, being taken off the roof and everything. Let me look in the camera. And some decks got taken off. A few of the houses lost the entire roof and they had to be torn down. But if you go straight across the highway, which I can walk straight across the highway, you will notice that just about everything in that subdivision is gone. Now, those people are just now rebuilding because the insurance companies were saying in the beginning that they were not going to cover. And some of the insurance companies gave a certain portion of money, but not enough. So it's a lot of litigations and stuff like that going and everything. But this tornado did some of the worst damage I've ever seen in my life. Because I live in Tornado Alley. I mean, I've been ducking tornadoes here since I was 3 years old. We have been running to our basement. This house has never been affected until this particular tornado. So we're talking about one of the old ladies was telling me who's been here for a while was telling me the first one she remembered was in 1967, and she said it only killed 10 people. This particular tornado right here, because I remember she said something about 67. Then I think it was one in 73 because I was a little girl getting out of school. They let us out early, and it came and it tore up a whole lot of houses, destroyed a lot of lives. I remember the one in 1978. I don't remember the ones there was one in the 80s. I don't remember it. There was another one in 1998 that killed lots of people. And this one right here is one of the worst destructions, the one for 2011. So this is Tornado Alley. I mean, what was so crazy about it, we don't even get warnings over here. Now they know they're wrong. Just before that particular tornado came, we got no siren warnings, nothing at all. And I now that I'm a little bit, I feel a little bit better, and I don't feel as vulnerable because I have recovered some. And I want to talk about it a minute if y'all don't mind listening to it. What Mama was doing, Mama was, you would not believe it, but Mama, that morning, okay, early that morning, Mama got, well, let me go back. For a whole 5 days, I was giving warnings. The spirits were warning me. There was blood written on my wall in an ancient language of some kind, and I'm going to sit down and try to write that language down. I can't remember all of it, but and I can't write it exactly like it was, but I do have an idea of what it looked like. So I want to try to write that one day, so you all get an idea of like what it was looking like, and I did not know what was going on. But I was like having nightmares. I could not believe what I was seeing on my walls. My walls were turning colors. and everything. So I was like, what is going on? I couldn't sleep at night because the spirits were warning me, that something terrible was going to happen. So not only did I get those warnings, but at the same time too, I was asking my family too, all of y'all. I said, "What's going on?" Birds are out here chirping at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning, and my subscribers, viewers, friends, family, everybody was trying to tell me that the birds were trying to tell me something. They were trying to talk to me. And I still knew it was some devastation coming because I was doing videos and I was telling everybody, look, it's some danger coming my way. I just couldn't put my finger on what it was. Let me see how much time I got. So I didn't know what was going on. Everything was so strange. The nightmares, the birds chirping late at night. The skies were lit up at night. It was always looking like it was going to be daylight. Just some strange things going on. And so that morning, before the tornado came, a crow came over my house and it crowed 3 times. And I knew that that was not right. So in my head, I was saying, excuse me, I was saying, what is going on here? But I thought maybe I had just put up a scarecrow because I didn't want the birds to touch my seeds. So I said, that's the old crow that wants to scavenge. Am I saying the word right? That wants my seeds, and you're not going to get it. So I raised my window up and I said, oh, get away from here. You are not going to get none of those seeds I got out there in the garden like that. And he just flew on by. But now that I look back on it, he was warning me. 3 crows from a crow means death. Also, I was getting ready to lay down. It was early in the morning. I worked late. I said, I tell you what, you get a little sleepy around 5, 6 o'clock a.m. in the morning. And when I closed my eyes, I saw one child looking up at me from under the ground. You see what I'm saying? So it was like this big, huge hole dug, and it was a child under there. But it was like he was buried, but he was looking at me, and I saw his eye, and I looked past him to see what was down there, and what I saw were a lot of dead bodies. So I was telling him about it. I said, "What's going on?" I said, I was telling him about all these things that were these nightmares. I was just being totally woken up out of my sleep at night, forced to look at this ancient language written in blood. I kept, hearing the birds chirping at night, and then a little child is looking at me under the ground, and there are a lot of dead bodies, and they didn't have any clothes on. I'm like, what is this? What is going on? And my heart really got to beating fast because I knew then I said something is wrong. I am scared. Mama was scared then, but nothing she could do about it. But all that day, everybody was saying, well, they letting people off jobs early because a tornado was coming. I had said in 1998, after they had killed a lot of people, I said, I'm going to start taking tornadoes more seriously. But I didn't. Anyway, everybody was coming home. Oh, tornadoes coming. No big deal to me because we have them all the time, and it's false alarm sometimes. And, I just didn't take it serious. So around about 2 o'clock, one of my family members called me and she told me, she said, there's some destruction coming your way. I said, it is? She said, yes, there's some destruction coming your way. Get your pictures out, get your paper out, because I do spell magic by drawing pictures and painting pictures. And my dolls. She said, I'm going to get my paper out, me and the witches on my end, and you get your paper out, and I want you to divide in half the destruction. Put the sign on your side and the destruction on the other side. So I drew a picture. I actually divided the paper in half. And on one side of the paper, I put the destruction on one side. And then I put me and my family on the other side with the sun shining for protection. I left it upstairs. I went outside and I said, I'm going to go ahead and plant my cucumbers and I'm running out of time. I'm going to go ahead and plant my garden. And that's what I did. I went out and planted my garden and all of a sudden it started raining and I hear this strange, uh, sound like a helicopter. I'm sorry, like a military helicopter. And I was like, what the hell is that? I never heard a thing like that before. I went ahead, kept putting my seeds out, and then I felt a little shower and wind blowing and stuff. And I was like, well, let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and get these seeds in the ground. And then all of a sudden, I came around to the front, did my little work, pulled up some crabgrass, and it was raining. And all of a sudden, the lightning started. Pink lightning flashes. Pink lightning flashes. I was like, whoa! Let me get in. So I hurried up and got inside of the house. I locked my door and I left my door open. I said, oh man, because I love storms and I love the rain and the wind because it had been so hot here. So I was just enjoying myself. All of a sudden the lights went out. Okay. So I ran, I got a couple of candles because I always got emergency stuff here. Like I tell you, family, make sure you got all the candles in the world. You can never get enough candles. Got my lighter, I lit everything, I put my flashlight, everything was out. I was prepared, but I wasn't prepared for a tornado. And then I sat down at the table, right in, where the door was open, the wind was blowing on me, and I was feeling really, really good. And all of a sudden, I heard one of the most, y'all know I got to use that word, one of the most horrific sounds I've ever heard in my life. I went to the door and I went on the porch and then I could see things in the sky flying everywhere. And I'm like, what is this? Black things. I was like, oh my God, the birds are falling out of the sky. Oh my God. So my daughter ran. She said, oh mama, it's a big, beautiful black bird. It's hurt. I want to get him. I said, oh, okay. You want to get him? Yeah, I got to get him. She ran out there. She got him. She said, mama, do you know what this is? I said, what is it? She said, it's a piece of shingle. And all of a sudden, sidings. It was raining. Sidings, wood, tin, tree stumps, bricks were falling out of the sky. So it's like, what the hell? All of a sudden, that's exactly what it sounds like. I cannot make that sound. I heard it, and I told everybody in the house. I said, "It's coming. Here it comes." Like that, and I didn't get a chance to shut my front door. So my son hurried up and shut the front door. So it made him late getting down in the basement because we got down there and it's like a little area we can go in, like a huge dark closet we can go in, and we all ran down there. It turned pitch black, family. It turned pitch black. You could not see anything. And so we hurried up and we got down there and you could just hear all the fury of Oya tearing and ripping everything apart. One of the most horrific sounds I've ever heard in my life. All the glass were bursting in my house. I could hear the siding being stripped. My garage door was being pounded and boom, 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 boom. And we thought we were going to die. And as we sit there in that dark room, y'all, some of the strangest thing ever happened to me in my life was the fact that I, for some reason, even though it's pitch black, could actually see everybody in the closet. And I didn't think about that until now. And even my kids, they said, Mama, I don't know what it was. Even though we was in the pitch black dark, I'm down to 14 minutes, we could still see each other. In the dark, your third eye cuts on. But anyway, that's beside the point. But I just wanted to talk about that. As we heard all of this destruction going on, we were just waiting on the house to fall on us. It took like forever for that thing to go away. When it finally went away, you could feel the air blowing through the house because the windows were shattered. As I opened the door, I didn't know whether or not I was going to be outside or not. But thank God, the house, everything was intact. We were very fortunate. I am very fortunate to be here because just about everything around me was level. There was no way for those people to escape that destruction, guys. No way, family. No way. And I want to see what this is